All right, today we're talking about something pretty cool. We're literally blasting away old, outdated methods to make room for the future. We're going to dive deep into a technology that is absolutely changing the game in industrial cleaning. I'm talking about laser systems, and we're going to focus on one of the top names out there, Chihalo.
So let me ask you something, especially if you're in manufacturing, or maybe automotive, or even aerospace. Does this ring a bell? Your current cleaning process, is it slow? Is it kind of hazardous? And let's be honest, is it just plain expensive? You know, the kind that takes forever, uses nasty chemicals, and costs a fortune in labor and getting rid of all that waste.
Okay, take a look at this, because this really lays it all out. On one side, you've got the old way of doing things, right? The traditional methods. We're talking chemical waste, the risk of actually damaging the surface you're trying to clean, crazy high costs, health risks for your workers. I mean, the list of headaches just goes on and on. But then, look at the other column. With laser cleaning, it's the complete opposite. We're talking zero emissions, super precise cleaning that doesn't even touch the surface, almost no maintenance, and get this, it's ready for full automation. The difference is just night and day.
And that's what brings us to the modern solution. It's time to move past things like sandblasting or soaking parts in chemical baths. We're talking about industrial laser cleaning, the powerful, smarter alternative.
So what is it really? Well, the idea behind it is actually pretty brilliant and surprisingly simple. Just imagine for a second a focused beam of light that can just vaporize rust, paint, any kind of gunk with surgical precision. And it does all this without a single drop of chemicals, no abrasives, and, this is the most important part, without harming the material underneath. It's pretty amazing.
Right, so you're probably thinking, how on earth does that work? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but the science behind it is actually super elegant. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this technology actually does what it does. It really boils down to 4 simple steps. First, the machine's fiber laser creates this really intense, focused beam of light. Step 2, and this is where the real magic happens. That laser beam is specifically tuned so that all the energy gets absorbed by the junk on the surface. You know, the rust, the paint, the oil. But it just bounces right off the actual metal or material underneath. Then, step 3, that absorbed energy instantly turns the contaminant into a little puff of vapor. And finally, there's an air system built right in that just sucks away all those vaporous particles, leaving you with a perfectly clean surface. That's it. Simple, right?
Now, the tech is obviously fascinating, but let's talk about what really matters for any business, the bottom line. Is this actually a smart investment? Well, let's look at the business case, because the ROI on this is, well, it's pretty hard to argue with.
Let's kick things off with a huge number. We're talking a 90%, that's 90, lower operating cost compared to sandblasting. Just let that sink in for a second. That means huge savings on labor, you're not buying tons of sand or chemicals anymore, and you can forget about those massive bills for hazardous waste disposal.
And because you're saving so much money right out of the gate, most companies see a complete return on their investment in just 12 to 18 months. Yeah, that fast. The machine literally pays for itself in about a year and a half, and after that, it's just pure savings.
Okay, this next part is one of my favorite things about this tech. These machines are basically maintenance-free. So you're thinking, okay, but what about consumables? What do I have to keep buying? The only, and I mean only thing you need to replace every once in a while is the little protective lens on the laser gun. And the cost for that? It's like $5, maybe 10. That's it. Incredible.
But of course, industrial cleaning isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal, right? Every job is different. And that's where versatility becomes so important. Chihalo is all about building customizable solutions, so you get the perfect tool for exactly what you need to do.
It basically comes down to 2 main types of lasers. You have to ask yourself, what kind of work am I doing? If you need super high precision, maybe for delicate things like cleaning expensive molds or aerospace parts, then you want a pulse laser. But if you're just blasting away heavy rust and old paint on huge steel structures, then you need the high-speed workhorse, the continuous wave or CW laser.
And because you have these options, the list of applications is just huge. I mean, we're talking about everything from stripping massive amounts of rust off a ship to carefully cleaning a delicate mold for the car industry. It's even precise enough to be used in restoring historical artifacts. This tech can really handle a massive range of jobs.
Okay, so the technology is a no-brainer. It's awesome. But why go with Chihalo specifically? Well, that brings us to what they call the factory advantage. It's all about the perks you get when you deal directly with the manufacturer. First off, let's talk credibility. They've been at this since 2016. And more than 1,000 industrial clients have already switched over to Chihalo. So this isn't some brand new, untested gadget. It's a proven, battle-tested solution that's been working in tough industrial settings for years.
And the perks of buying direct are pretty huge. For starters, you get factory direct pricing, which means no middleman jacking up the price. You get a full 2-year warranty on the machine. They can build custom automated solutions just for your workflow. And you get lifetime technical support from the actual engineers who designed the thing.
I mean, that track record really speaks for itself. It's like they're putting out a direct invitation to everyone else, saying, hey, join the 1,000+ companies in automotive, aerospace, and manufacturing that have already figured out a faster, safer, and cheaper way to clean with us.
So, look, if you're tired of those slow, dangerous, and just plain expensive cleaning methods, the next step is super easy. Just head over to fiberlaserclean.com. You can get a custom quote and a totally free consultation with their experts. They'll show you exactly how this tech can completely change the way you do things.